So today we have with us Vaishnavi Dwivedi, who is a Google DSC lead and also a GitHub Campus expert. And this will be a part two of the video where she will be talking about Google DSC lead program and the various insights being a Google DSC lead. If you have not watched the part one of the video, make sure you watch. The video link will be given in the description below, or you can click on the I button. And if you're new to our channel, make sure you subscribe to the channel and press the notification bell icon so that whenever we send an update for the upcoming videos, and make sure you share and like the video, and you can join the telegram group, link will be given in the description. So let's get started and dive into video. So thanks for accepting my request. Can we start now?
Yeah.
So my first question is, what is Google DSC lead program?
All right. So Google DSC is a flagship program by Google, and it's basically for students to get a platform to give back to the community and get some resources from Google while doing so in order to do it better. And they get a lot of, like, as leads, we get a lot of resources, we get a lot of um, different opportunities, different programs. There are different programs like 30 days of Google Cloud, wherein we get access to quick lab credits
Yes.
and like for the entire community that we have at our campus. And then we have other programs like Explore ML and Android Study Jams, which follow a similar pattern. And like they have like students can basically enroll in these programs and get the benefits out of them. And as leads, you can organize these programs in your at your campus. But yeah, like that is essentially what the GDSC program is. And obviously, you can do a lot of things apart from these things that are provided just by Google. Like you can collaborate with other DSC leads for to organize big events like hackathons and just like conferences and bigger events with good speakers who can like help your local community basically. So yeah, that's what GDSC is.
That's nice. So, what about eligibility or prerequisite, and when are the applications open to apply for this program?
So usually applications open once a year for this, and they've already been closed right now.
Yes.
They were open in, I think, April, and yeah, in it's I think it's a 2 month application process, 2 to 3 months, depending on how much time does it take for the team to process the applications as well. But yeah, that's sort of that. And the eligibility criteria is that you have to be a student, and you have to be like, it's a good to have that you are like at least like in your third year or final year. Last year, you like final year students were not allowed to participate in the program, but this year it's there, you can do it. But and like even if you're a first year student, you can still apply because but like obviously you will have to be in the like in college in order to do that.
Hmm.
And I would recommend you to apply either in your second or your third year,
Okay.
because that's when you get time to engage in these activities, whereas in final year like things get too cluttered with a lot of different things like placements and if you want to go abroad and like basically career stuff that you have to look forward to, and you have to like dive deep into. So
Okay.
I would recommend you do it in second and third year to get the most benefits out of the program. Because when you move on to the to your other years, like when you move on to third or fourth year, or like yeah, I mean, once you get older, you will get more opportunities immediately, and like you'll be able to grow in college itself. So yeah, like I think I would recommend that, obviously, but it depends. Different things have worked out for different people. So yeah, I mean, totally depends. But yeah, I think these are some of the criteria that you have to have, and you need to be enrolled in a college, basically
Yeah.
any college actually for that matter. There are DSCs in almost every country and region in the world, so it really depends. Like you don't have to be from a particular country in order for you to do that. You can actually read all of these guidelines at like just Google DSC lead, and like just go through the first website that pops up, and you will be able to go through all the guidelines that are there. But yeah, these are some of the things that you need to at least keep in mind. So yeah. And
Okay.
also, one more thing I want to add, that you don't need to be like very, very technically competent, that you don't need to be a professional programmer in order to be a DSC lead. You need zero expertise, technical expertise, but obviously, it depends. Like, uh, I mean, all you need is like that passion to help other people, and like the leadership qualities, and you need to have like the basic technical knowledge to succeed in the program. Like because obviously, like you'll have to be like a little bit technically competent. Only
Yes.
then people will listen to you, or like
Yeah.
treat you with respect, if that's something. So yeah, like that is also something that you need to keep in mind. You need to be a credible leader, and if you want to do that, you need to at least have one project, and that is also required when you are like applying for the program. While the interview process, you'll have to probably go through one of the projects that you have built as well, not the code or anything, but just like just to showcase that this is something that I have built, and I have the basic knowledge of computer science principles and basic data structures knowledge,
Yes.
that I can help, and like I have the passion to learn more, so that I can like help other people as well, or pursue a similar path. So yeah, because if you can't really if you don't like coding, if you yourself don't know what you want to do, or like not that, but like if you yourself don't know how to code, or don't know how to, let's say, motivate yourself
Yeah.
to sit down and code and build projects and do things, then I'm not sure if you'll be able to do that for other people, or
Yeah.
you'll be able to motivate other people. So make sure that you focus on yourself first, and like build yourself. Like if you are watching this video right now, if you know getting to know about the program right now, make sure that you are like preparing yourself for the next 1 year, and then next year when you are applying for it, you have like enough leadership
Experience.
exposure
Yeah.
and things like that. So yeah.
So what is the duration of this program? How long the program is?
The program is for like actually less than a year. I was
Okay.
a DSC lead for almost, I think, 10 months, or even less than that, I would say. But yeah, I mean 1 year, but it takes like entire year, because in April the applications, you have to fill up the applications, and then by June you have to give your interview. I got my acceptance in August, and I held my first session in I think September. Yeah. So yeah, I mean that's how I did it, and like that's how our batch things happened for our batch. But yeah, like it's 1 year, like all, if give or take 1 year, and your entire academic year you are a DSC lead. So yeah.
So can you talk about what is the selection procedure and tips for clearing every different stages?
Right. So the selection process is basically like you have to apply through a form first. I think this year the application process had changed a little.
Okay.
We had to like apply through a platform. So yeah, I mean, really, it really depends. But yeah, like it's pretty simple. You have to apply through a form. You have to answer a few questions, talk about your projects, talk about what kind of developer experience you've had, what kind of tools you've used, and they also ask about what kind of Google technologies that you have used. So they are
Okay.
also focused on Google technologies like Flutter, Firebase, TensorFlow, and not just these. Like there's even Android and Kotlin and different kinds of stuff. Cloud, Google Cloud, basically. So I mean, if you have ever dabbled with any kind of Google technology, you have to like. I think you'll have to talk about that as well this year onward, and Yeah, I mean, that's that. And apart from that, you have to submit a 90-second video. Like this year, the limit of that video extended to 90 seconds. But when we had we at our time, like it was around 60 seconds.
Okay.
So we had to only make a video of 60 seconds. So it might change the duration, but yeah, I mean the video thing is usually the same. That you have to record a video of yourself. You have to talk about why you are a good leader, why they should select you. Basically, some of the stuff that you have written in the essays combined together, and you basically telling the interviewer that this is me, and like I'm more than just like some words that I had written in my essays.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, just confidently talk about who you are and why you're passionate about this program, why you're applying these kind of stuff, and why you're passionate about giving back to the community, because that is the most important thing. Because GDSC, like you might face a lot of hardships throughout the year, and it's not an easy program to be a part of, especially during the pandemic, because there's a lot of things that you need to do. As a leader, you have to select a team, you have to build a community around your campus, and there might be instances where no one attends your events and things might get low, or you not want to arrange events, or like maybe there's like too many people who want to attend some events and you're not able to give that platform to everyone, right? So those kind of things happen and those kind of hardships happen. So you need to prepare yourself for those things, and you need to be passionate enough to be able to go through these hardships without a hitch. So yeah, like yeah, I mean that's what you need to talk about, and you need to have that kind of mindset before you're starting to apply. So yeah.
So, can you talk about experience what you had in a Google DSC Lead program?
Right. So my experience was really good. Honestly, over the 1 year, I got to meet a lot of new people. Got to organize more than I think 20 events. Like not just for my own campus, but for different campuses. Because, like, I mean, I specialize in a few technologies myself, so I took up a lot of sessions as well for other campuses. So as a DSC lead, you don't need to necessarily take up sessions on your own, like as in teach in the sessions on your own. I did that because I'm good at something, so I want to like teach something to them
Yeah.
as well, to the audience and to my community members. And yeah, I mean, a lot of people invited me to speak in different workshops as well. And yeah, that's sort of what happened there. And apart from that, like it was a great experience. So like but yeah, like basically like I participated in a lot of workshops and took up a lot of workshops and a lot of events, and hosted a lot of events as well. Like we did something called DSC Wow,
Okay.
which was like a very big event. It was like organized by more than 100 DSCs from across India. So I hosted one of the events in that, wherein we talked about managing work life balance with with Googlers, and like the one of the like two of the DevRel team members. So yeah, I mean, it was great. It was a great experience because I got to interact with a lot of different people. I even did an international event while I was, at the GDSC lead. Like I collaborated with 9 DSC leads from across Asia, like Singapore and Philippines and like even Pakistan. So a lot of different leads came together, and we organized a workshop on intro to coding competitions, basically like Kickstart and these kind of things. And
That's good.
like obviously Indians know about these things a lot because we try to find out different ways in which we can
Yeah.
get into Google.
In Google.
Um, but yeah, like a lot of people, a lot of folks from outside were not aware of these things, and we wanted to do something around that as well. So I hosted that event as well. And it was a great event. I got to interact with so many people, organizing events with so many like diverse set of people. It's a very good experience for a person like me who has to sit at home all day and not even go to college now. Wherein if I would have gone to college, I would have collaborated with people in my college who were okay. I mean, they're good people, but I would not have learned as much as I did with these people,
Hmm.
right?
Yeah.
Because they're all DSC leads and they went
Leads.
through that application process. They are leaders at their campuses, so you get to learn a lot from other leaders as well, and you have to be humble for that as well. You can't just be that I was selected by Google, now I am like whatever, but you can't just do that. You need to be humble and you need to be able to collaborate with other people and learn from them as well, and like invite them, gain their knowledge, allow the community to gain knowledge from those kind of people. So yeah, it was like all of these things combined. It was a great experience throughout the year, and there was a lot of swags as well. So if that's something that people find motivating, then sure. But I mean, it shouldn't be like the only factor. It's the I mean, they send out great swags, but honestly, I would say that focus on giving back to the community. And
Community. Yeah.
honestly, the best part was that when we did the 30 days of Google Cloud program, I think most of majority of the students, I think around 100 students completed that program at my campus, and all of them got swags. And that was like the best moment because like in between, the college opened for a while, like I think for a couple of days here and there, I think for a week or something. And I saw a lot of people wearing Google Google Cloud
T-shirts.
t-shirts, and wearing the bags and those kind of stuff. And it felt good because you made that happen. Like I made
Yeah.
that happen at my campus, and it was great. Like that was like okay, that was a nice moment. So yeah, those kind of things also kind of matter. And apart from those things, obviously, like when I like this, I mean, I just graduated from the program a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, like a lot of people came to me and said that I got so much exposure because of this program, and like they wouldn't have even known about different things that they do now, about the different open source programs and different opportunities and different platforms like Kaggle, GitHub,
Yeah.
these kind of platforms. They didn't even know about these platforms, even though these are some of the things that are not even related to Google itself.
Yeah.
But when you're forming a club, obviously you're talking about everything that is there to learn in tech. So when you do that, obviously you get a lot of like people get a lot of exposure from your experiences. So make sure that it's worth their while. Yeah.
So, what kind of opportunities this program provide?
Right. So, like I said, I mean, obviously, you get to collaborate with a lot of
Yeah.
diverse set of people, and I think like you also get this opportunity to work at a lot of work on a lot of projects because they ask you to take a pledge of sorts on or an oath of sorts. I don't know, towards the beginning in the DSC orientation, that you have to build like a couple of great projects that impact the local community, which is like a real world project or something. So obviously you get to build projects with the community. You get to help people learn technologies to build those projects. Then the personal opportunities that you get is that I think one of the statistics that really stood out to me when I was applying for DSC was that 90% of the DSC leads, when they graduate from the program, they already have internships or have interned at some place or the other.
Okay.
Because obviously, like if you are leading a community, you're becoming a good leader, you're becoming a good communicator, and your technical skills are also improving because you're trying to help other people. So you're obviously attending the workshops as well, held by different other experts, or even if you are yourself holding any workshops, you are enhancing your own knowledge about that subject matter. So those things really help in that. and you get to use that knowledge in your internships. And I think most of my internships I got through LinkedIn, and
Yeah.
my LinkedIn profile honestly improved significantly because of DSC, on
Yeah.
obviously, but not just because of DSC, but also because the different initiatives that I did, and I always posted about all of these things. That
Yeah.
I did this workshop, and like I taught this. I attended this workshop. I organized this event. So when you are like talking about these things as well while you're organizing them, people get to know about these things,
Yeah.
and you get more opportunities. People get to, like, obviously, a lot of people say that do the hard work in silence and those kind of stuff, but that really doesn't work, because not everybody is listening to you, or not everybody wants to look at your work, right?
Yeah.
They don't even know you. Some of them don't even know you, and you have to make some noise if
Yeah.
you want other people to notice you. So yeah, like, that's the whole deal, and you need to make sure that uh, yeah, like, that you are getting other people's attention via posts, be it via LinkedIn or Twitter, whatever platform it is that you feel are more comfortable on. I think LinkedIn, people think that LinkedIn has become more saturated these days, which is all right. You can go to Twitter as well. There's so
Yeah.
many good tech people on Twitter, and you can easily find speakers on Twitter as well. Like, the Twitter has a feature called Twitter Spaces,
Yeah.
where you can find so many good speakers. Like, this is like literally a life hack for a DSC lead looking for speakers for certain events, that you can literally find really good speakers on Twitter, and you can invite them for your workshops, and allow your community to learn from these people. So definitely go ahead and do that. I think that would really help you a lot.
Yeah. So, final piece of advice you would like to share who are willing to apply for this program in the future?
Right. So the only thing I'd like to say is, make sure that you're doing it for the right reasons.
Yeah.
Don't just do it because you will get that Google DSC lead tag on your LinkedIn or on your resume, because it doesn't really have that much value. Because there are around, like, in your batch itself, like, if you do get selected as DSC lead, in your batch itself there are 278, more than 278 leads in India were selected, and there might be more this year and maybe next year whenever you're trying to
Yeah.
apply. This is like my batch statistic. And
Yeah.
obviously, if you want to stand, like, you don't necessarily have to be the best of these people, but if you want to stand out, you have to organize event. You have to really invest yourself in giving back to the community, organize a lot of workshops, help other people solve their doubts, and give them the right guidance, mentorship, resources, opportunities that you come across. So yeah,
Yeah.
like, these are some of the things that you have to keep in mind while you're like applying for the program. And obviously, like, obviously just do it for the right reasons. Don't do it for swags or these kind of things, because you can get swags anywhere. Like, swags is like, it just comes with stuff that you do.
Yeah.
If you
Yeah.
do great things, you get swags, and
Yeah.
that is just like an added incentive for like all the people who are doing good work in the community. So just to give you all some reason to be happy and reason to look forward to, or something, I don't know. But yeah, like, obviously, when you give back to the community and when people appreciate you for it, honestly, no kind of swag will ever match up to that
Yeah.
feeling. And make sure that you are doing it with that purpose in your heart. And when you're applying, also try to be as confident as possible. Unleash your leadership qualities that you have within, and your passion to give back to the community, which is what I always say, that make sure that you're passionate enough for doing this, because not every good programmer or developer is can be like a good leader,
Yeah.
or like can be a good motivator, or like someone who can like lead a bunch of people into and motivate them to code every day, or like
Yeah.
learn some topic. not everybody is like a good teacher in that matter. Also, like even if you're good at something, doesn't mean that you can also teach it very
Yeah.
easily. So you need to make sure that like you need to first identify that whether or not you are that person. If you are someone who is, who is willing to help other people and like sacrifice some of your own time, well, which you would have actually spent learning something on your own at home from some course or some, I don't know, but you're basically sacrificing that piece of time that you had on, helping other people. So make sure that you are ready for that, and whether that is something that you want to do. If that's something that you don't want to do, don't apply to the program, because it's not for you. And maybe someone else with, who actually is passionate about the program would get the opportunity to do so. And this is also something that I would like to say to people who already are established in the community. That there are a lot of people who apply to DSC and these programs even after being very, very well established in the community, which is all right, honestly. But I mean, these programs are for beginners to get a platform and,
Yeah.
climb up using this platform and help other students. So I honestly recommend that, give others an opportunity, give the
Okay.
newbies an opportunity. If you're in fourth year and you're already established, or even if you're in just fourth year and not established, and it's not something that you want to do, but you're just doing it for the sake of it because everybody else is also doing it, don't do it, because someone in second and third year might, really benefit from it. It might change their career's trajectory. So keep those things in mind before you are like thinking of, whether or not this is the program for you. So yeah, that's just what I have to say. That's just like my opinion. But yeah,
Yeah.
feel free to do what you want. But yeah, this is just that.
So that's all for the video, and this was a great talking to you. And we will be now ended the session.
All right.
So that's all for the video. If you like this video, give a thumbs up and share this video with the others so that others can get to know about this program and various insights. And if you're new to our channel, make sure you subscribe to the channel and press the notification bell icon, and you can join the Telegram group. And that's all. So we will meet in the next video. Thank you for watching.